Mother, tell your children not to walk my
Hello all, and welcome to another question and answer video with me, Truthslayer. As always, if you have a question or if you have something in the world of professional wrestling you would like me to comment on, please send it my way and I will do my best to answer it if I do choose your questions. So there you go. All I ask is you keep it to one question per person, please, and there you go. I'm getting pretty close to we're starting to get closer to the 1,500 subscriber, who of course will get the 2 DVDs. Just to let everybody know the way this is going to work, I'll keep reminding people so they know, because I do understand people are probably, as we get closer, going to subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, do that whole thing. Once we get to 1,500, when I log on and I see that there are 1,500 people, and I click on and there's the 1,500, that's the person who's going to get it. So just so everybody knows. And other than that, let's get started, shall we? Okay. Hey, Truthslayer, how did the rating system work? If Raw was to get a 3.8, does that mean 3.8% of the world watched Raw? No. The way the way the ratings work is only U.S. ratings only. And each point is about 1 million people. That said, if you look, they'll often say a 3.8 with a whatever share. The share is actually the percentage of the viewing public that was watching Raw. So just to make you kind of aware. That's what the ratings kind of mean. Hey, Truthslayer, do you think that TNA getting 2 hours, do you think that will give us hope and make that a better show, or do you think that that's just the beginning of the end and that they screwed up? What do you think? Well, it's not going to make anything worse. Hopefully they will give guys longer time, and hopefully they will, maybe then get away from the sports entertainment stuff to the extent that they're going now. Because to be completely honest, you need to give the public a true wrestling alternative to the WWE, and they're not doing that, and that's my biggest complaint. Until they start doing that, they're not. I don't think they're going to be successful. Sorry. They're going to keep drawing it's just not going to be good. Hey, Truthslayer, what do you think happened to to TNA over the years? Because Jarrett, Russo, Mantel, D'Amore, Tenay were all on the booking team. Do you think Tenay and D'Amore had more to do with the booking team than Russo, Matnel Jarrett? Because those three are still on the team and TNA has gone down a bit. What do you think? I think D'Amore and Tenay understood more about what to book that would be different from the WWE. I think Russo to some degree gets it as well, because if you go back and you look when TNA first started, even though it was still kind of a TNA angle, or even though he was doing some more sports entertainment type things, it wasn't what you were necessarily seeing in the WWE, and it wasn't things that you had seen in the WWE over the years. So I would say that I definitely think they were booking it better then. I definitely D'Amore and Tenay being kicked off the crew definitely has hurt the show. So what I would like to know is if the wrestlers themselves are the main match choreographers, or if someone else choreographs their matches and instructs them what to do. A little bit of both. You have you basically have they call them road managers now. What they do is they basically go through the matches with the guys. They're usually guys that are retired, have been around, understand, what to do. They usually go over the matches with the guys, just to make sure what they're doing, just to give them some input, just to make sure what they're doing is going to be, what everyone thinks needs to happen, and that's kind of how it works. So, hey, Truthslayer, I want to know more about Japanese wrestling, and please can you tell me why New Japan and All Japan wrestling is so crap right now? Well, I'm not sure what more you want to know about Japanese wrestling. It's got a lot of different styles. It's much more about in-ring to a large extent, other than storylines and sports entertainment. It's much more pseudo fighting in some ways. It tries to be as realistic as it can be in some regards. As far as New Japan and All Japan, basically that has to do with All Japan. Basically the split between Noah and All Japan, and most of the top guys from All Japan left. And with that, New Japan lost Muda and a couple of other their more established stars, and for whatever reason, just the glue in New Japan from that kind of fell apart, and that's kind of what's been going on. Also, you just have an overall just downplay of wrestling in Japan due to MMA, and MMA has been a big part of the problems with Japanese pro wrestling and them competing with them. Do you think Kurt Angle, Christian Cage, and Sting all have too much backstage creative control in TNA like Hogan, Hall, Nash had in WCW? I think they do something because the last time each one of them not in a TNA main event was no Surrender 2006, and to me this is part of the problem of not pushing wrestlers. Actually, I don't believe any of them have. Well, Sting might. Creative control. None of these guys are the type of guys that would use that over other guys. As far as I know, as far as what I've heard, basically this just has to do with booking. These pretty much your three top guys as far as pay, so they are going to be near the main event anyways. Kurt Angle is Kurt Angle, Christian is Christian. I don't believe Christian's a true main eventer, but that's just me. And Sting, you use Sting to basically help put over guys who are not over, and that's basically how they've been doing it. I think it has more to do with them just not pushing the right guys and them not using these guys as a way to put over their own talent, and they're not putting over their own talent well enough, and that to me is a big problem within TNA. You said that you don't like weight classes in pro wrestling, but you are a huge fan of Japanese wrestling, and most of their championships are based on weight classes. So would you explain to me why you like the weight class championships in Japan? I don't, to be completely honest. I really don't. I'll give a great example. Jushin Thunder Liger. Liger has been the single most over guy in New Japan for a very long time. Never held their world championship. Now some people would say that their junior heavyweight championship is just as prestigious as and in some years was even more prestigious. So it didn't really matter. But he is your most over guy. He is at some point was your biggest draw, and I think that does hurt. I think the same thing could be said with Noah. They did give the Fuji the belt, but a lot of people wondered if he would be big enough to carry the company. So I'm not big on weight belts there. Though I will say this, that the Japanese do a better job of making sure that junior heavyweight titles and lightweight titles matches and lightweight matches in general have a different feel and a different look to them than what a heavyweight match would. WWE doesn't do that. TNA does that, but the problem is most of TNA's best talent is in their X division, and I think that they use that as a way to hold their guys back. I don't think it necessarily works as good in the US for that reason, but I do think that as a whole, I think weight belts just need to go out the window. But that's just me. Do you think it is okay to be a smart mark and still enjoy and watch the WWE? Because it seems like there's a lot of hate on YouTube with these blind hatred of TNA marks towards WWE, while they are always attacked the negative. And while I watch ROH and TNA, I still wonder if it's alright to enjoy WWE nowadays as a smart wrestling mark. I've got a few questions about this. Also, a couple people have asked, I don't really like ROH. Does that mean I'm not a smart fan? Doesn't mean that at all. All of us like different things. And if you're willing to, point out the flaws in what you like, I have no problem. If you're willing to say, I just don't like this, or if you're willing to say, hey, I don't like this because of this, and it might not be your cup of tea. But my problem is when it's just blind, oh, this sucks for stupid reasons. Then but when you say, this sucks, but this just isn't the type of thing I want, and this is what I want to watch, then I have a little bit more respect, and I definitely think that. Everyone likes something different. It's just kind of the way it is. So I have no problem. If you like WWE, you like WWE. You don't like ROH, you don't like ROH. You don't like TNA, you don't like TNA. Whatever. Would it fair to say that most, not all, of Smarks are Dave Metzler whipping boys? It just seems whenever they have any doubt on a wrestling topic, they run to Metzler or other websites, magazines. It's almost like their websites are the wrestling mentors. What do you think of this? I agree with that to some extent. I definitely think that, but I would say this, that Metzler, Keller, guys like that, people do rely on them because they are respected and they do have a lot of knowledge and they are trusted. And I think that's why they go back. Though I don't think you should buy everything that they say. I will say that. So, anyways, we're done with tonight, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good one.